do a lot of grant making. We're a community foundation. In the last 10 years or so, we have funded more than $800 million out into the community. And just this year alone, I think we've granted out $80 million in grants to nonprofit organizations that really speak to the mission and to the value that we believe is the core to our work here at the San Francisco Foundation. So that's just a little bit of what we have done as a foundation, and I think we're about $1 billion in assets as a foundation.
Gonna hold each other up so we all feel supported.
So we do grant making. So we fund organizations that work in the community, that work to represent or to support vulnerable communities, disenfranchised communities, whether they be immigrants, homeless, youth. But then we also provide non-grant support too, in terms of the convenings that we bring about with funders and grantees, but we just provide support, and we work in partnership with the groups and nonprofit organizations here in the community.
I came to the foundation about 3.5 years ago, and I started as a program assistant, which is kind of more of an administrative support role in community development and in education. And then I decided that I wanted to kind of learn more about the grant making, the more direct programmatic work that the foundation does. And so I applied to the Arts and Culture program area to work with John Kalaki, who's really a great leader in the field, and both nationally, he's known internationally. He used to run the Yerba Buena Center for the Arts, and it's been a really great experience to just work alongside him, understand kind of his thinking and his approach to doing grant making and being a leader in the arts and an advocate for the arts. And so it's really helped me to think about the possibilities for my own career as a professional, and also my career as an artist. And yeah, I sing with a group called Las Bomberas de la Bahia, and we're 9 women who do traditional Afro-Puerto Rican music. And so it's been a nice complement to understand like how to grow my group, and then how to support nonprofit organizations and other artists in the region. John and the foundation supported me in going to a conference in Chicago, a Bomba conference, so on the forum that I perform.
I'm the Social Justice Fellow here at the San Francisco Foundation, and prior to coming here I was in academia. I was working on my dissertation on citizenship and belonging, and so it was a really good fit to come here to the foundation and to do social justice work, this being a social justice organization as a foundation. But in my team, what we've worked on has been on immigration. That's been one of the key roles that we have played in terms of convening other funders, and working with our grantees who are anchor organizations that do immigrant rights and immigration reform work and advocacy work. Right now, immigration reform is very a hot and heated issue right now. We have supported and work in partnership with organizations on the ground in the San Francisco Bay Area, the 5 counties that we represent that are doing the advocacy and the outreach work. So a lot of communication work we've funded, and then getting other funders interested in this issue too, around immigrants' rights and immigration reform. And part of that process, we've also done a lot of the Census 2010 hard to count outreach and education too. And in that work, we've worked with 3 or 4 other funders in this area to collaborate in terms of funding that work, so that there are no gaps and no duplications. And we were able to raise close to $1 million, just our funding circle of people to be able to do this work. And this is really important because in 2000, we had, I think the federal government, the state had about $24 million to do this work, and this time around it's $1.2, $1.6 million. So we have to kind of step up, and that's what we get to do here. As a multicultural fellow, we are able to work on these really great, important projects that really have bearing on what's going on right now. The Multicultural Fellowship is really a leadership program, and Vanessa can speak a little bit more to that, but it really is an investment in young leadership coming into the field of philanthropy, the nonprofit field, and in just in the public sector in general.
Cultural Fellowship Program is really a great opportunity for for people working in the nonprofit sector, both grassroots leaders and academics who are interested in really understanding how philanthropy helps to facilitate change and systems change and through the different program areas that we work in. So there's arts and culture, environment, education, community health, community development. These are all program areas that we engage and work in, and really what it does is it helps to give you a purview of organizations and policy work being done in these different arenas, and on both the local and the national level. And it helps to connect you with people who are leading some of these efforts, and really gives you the opportunity to think on a macro level, while really appreciating really what fellows bring from their own experience. And along the way, we have a lot of support here internally. We have a fellowship coordinator, Yolanda Alindor, and she really helps to support us in kind of the steep learning curve that exists in coming into this work. So we, when looking at nonprofits, we're concerned with board development and looking at the finances of nonprofit organizations, and so we get trainings on some of these topics, and then we also get job placement training as well.
Open my door, and I will always be there.
Really a lot of things to thank the foundation for. I mean, there's a lot of really wonderful people who work here, very thoughtful people, very passionate people. So I mean, I would thank them just for their support along the way, for really the opportunity to peek into work that's challenging to understand from other vantage points, and also for our CEO Sandra Hernandez says that she's kind of blowing wind behind our backs to help us support us in our next steps, and so it really helps. It really is helpful to feel that kind of support as you enter into your career.
Yeah. And I think it's an introduction for us to grant making and philanthropy in general, and I can say personally it's really changed my view of what philanthropy really is. And it's allowed me to become an advocate for organizations and populations that might not necessarily get the attention that I feel that they deserve, because I come from it from a different lens. And this experience has given me that opportunity. I would never have had a chance to sit in the position that I sit and be able to see the different organizations from a different view, and to see how all the different organizations work together, the gaps, the duplications, and then to see organizations that maybe needs a little bit of a push, and to be able to advocate for that is really, really powerful. And that's really changed my way of thinking about philanthropy, because I used to think of philanthropy as something that I'm not part of, that it's for wealthy individuals kind of over there. And here, I see individuals that represent different communities from a diverse background, sitting in the role of philanthropy and being able to change the way we give, basically. And that's really had a personal effect on my life too, and how I envision giving and just the world of philanthropy in general.
Open myself to all of my relations.
Recruiting for arts and culture, education, and the environment, those three areas. The applications are due March 22nd, and you can go on to our website, which is www.sff.org, to find out more information. But it is due March 22nd.
Na, 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 na. Don't deny each other what you have to give. Gonna hold each other up so we all feel supported.